So I'm here in Fort Canning Park. I thought I've never been here before, except maybe on school trips, but it turns out that I forgot that I came here once before after junior college to take some photos with my JC friends. One of them had found some Groupon deal for hiring a photographer. So we took some group photos here in Fort Canning. I didn't really enjoy the photos. I think that's probably why I forgot about it. But it's been a long time since I've been here, and I guess today I found myself here incidentally again. So today has been kind of a weird day out. I think as someone who enjoys routine and things not being too different, it's not easy for me to find ways to do things in a different way. And I think also with being online a lot, it's easy to kind of want to find out how things are online, look up reviews, find recommendations before I go somewhere. But today I did something that I guess I've wanted to, but I've never really gotten around to, which is to kind of just go out of the house and let a few random factors bring me somewhere. So what I did is I went out and then I was like, do I turn here? Do I turn there? I mean, I was still making a decision on some of these turns, but it was mostly based on whether it felt good. And then at the bus stop, I was like, I'm just gonna take the first bus that I see. So I did that, and then when I was on the bus, I found a random number generator, and that was the number of minutes that I sat on the bus. And then I got off the bus when the number of minutes was up, and I found myself in around this area. I walked a bit, found a random noodle shop that I wouldn't have gone in if not for the fact that I alighted at a stop nearby. And then I walked around a bit more, and then I don't know, I found a staircase which I thought was interesting. I went up the staircase and then I found another staircase, another path, so on and so forth, and then it led me here. So that's where I am now, right? I guess. It's not a bad experience, I would say. Although I think I need to be in a certain kind of mood to do it. When I first wrote down doing something like this, I think I imagined it like a just go somewhere random and then meditate there kind of situation, which I never did despite having written that down 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago. I don't know, I wrote it down a really long time ago. It's just one of those things that I have in my bucket list that just never disappears. So it's not quite the same form, but I guess I did a version of it today. And I think sometimes that's kind of what life is about, right? Like, especially in modern situations, modern times, there's a certain planned and premeditated way that we kind of want our lives to go, and we have a certain expectation about it, and then things do generally happen roughly according within the expectations, but then it's kind of like you do kind of know what to expect. I wasn't sure how like where I was gonna end up today after that first bus ride. I wasn't even sure whether I was gonna, like, let's say, continue taking another bus ride, for example. And all of that was, I wouldn't say like exciting with a capital E, but it was somewhat exciting compared to everything else that I've experienced recently. And I think more than that, it felt a little bit freeing to not have to like worry too much about where I'm gonna end up, because the point is kind of that I wouldn't know where I would end up. Like, that is kind of the purpose. So there wasn't gonna be a way in which I would do that wrongly, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. If you've wanted to try something, if there's something that's on your bucket list that you've wanted to try, like this, I mean, doing something like this was on my bucket list for a long time, right? And I only just did it today. Yeah, why not? Find the next nearest opportunity, the smallest step you can do, and just give it a go. See how it goes. Like, I think I'm so used to the idea of a bucket list being full of difficult to achieve and kind of like big things, that something small like this, small, kind of feels like I wouldn't bother doing it. But it has been a pretty interesting experience today. Like, I wouldn't rate it like either positively or negatively, but it's definitely not boring, and it's gotten me to do a few things, not super out of the norm, but like just stuff that I wouldn't normally think to do without this kind of like randomness introduced into it on purpose. So if you've been looking for a sign to do something a bit different or novel, this is your sign, I guess. Alright, I guess this is a short-ish video. See you next time. Bye.